The scariest moment is always just before you start. Stephen King. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha Davidson and I am a young adult author. Not an aspiring author, but we'll get into that at some point in the future. Welcome to episode 1. How exciting is this? I wanted to start by introducing myself and kind of what you could expect here. And what better way to introduce myself and my channel than an author newbie tag, right? Yeah? Let's give this a try. I want to dive into that, but first I just want to clarify that although being an author is who I am, it's not all that I am. And we're going to go into that a little bit more in the future, but it's not all that this channel is going to be about. I am a creative, a multi-talented, mixed media kind of creative. And I can't wait to start inspiring other creatives to live their biggest dream. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Question number 1. How did you find out about Authortube? All the credit for this goes to Kristen Martin. I was struggling in 2015 to find motivation to keep going on my book, and I turned to YouTube and I found Kristen Martin and my life was complete. I had an entire week off work and I spent the whole week binge watching her entire catalog. Question number 2 is, what genre do you write in? So I've completed a suspense novel that is currently sitting on my bookshelf waiting to be rewritten. And last NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, I'm going to be talking about that a lot on my channel, especially in the upcoming months, just so you guys know. I was called to write a young adult fantasy. Something in me was just pulling in that direction, and so I did, and it was amazing, and I'm kind of in love with it. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this series before I do venture into anything else, any other genres, going back to suspense or thriller, anything like that. Question number 3 is, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category? Category being children's, new grade, young adult, new adult, that kind of thing. I love writing in present, though my brain sometimes overrides me and prefers to write in the past. So you will find that most of my stories that do come out are all going to be in present, but there's quite an editing process to get it to that point. Point of view, I like third person. My suspense novel was written in third person, but I have gotten a lot of feedback that when I write in third person, my characters aren't relatable. So I have now started writing in first person, and so far the feedback has been completely different, and people love my characters and they bond with them immediately. So you will probably see most of my stuff coming out in first person. And category, I've written now both in adult and YA. I love adult because you can write about anything and you don't have to introduce topics or certain aspects of life because adults understand that. You also don't have to be careful with phrasing or certain vocabulary that you're using, and you can be a little bit more graphic with scenes. But I love that writing with YA, you're writing a very pivotal point in somebody's life. So a first love, a first kiss, really learning life lessons. It helps to deepen your plot if your characters are learning those life lessons as they're going. Whereas in an adult, those lessons are already learned and people are kind of hardened. Characters are kind of hardened to the way life is. So with YA, you get to kind of experiment and have fun with that and make your characters go through hell or really amazing things for the first time. It's kind of exciting. Question number 4 is, are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? It took me writing my first book to know that I am a plantser. I do pants through chapters, but I definitely need the skeleton of the story intact and fully hashed out in order for me to add the meat and the organs, if that makes sense. The meat and the organs are the content within the chapters, and skeleton is the outline. I think that makes sense. But yeah, I need that skeleton in place, and then I can add in through pantsing the meat and the organs and the muscles and all the fun internal stuff. Yeah. Question number 5 is, are you self-published, traditionally published, or yet to be published? And I am yet to be published. Question number 6, it's a long one. What publishing company, literary agency, and or printing company are you represented by or use? If you are not yet published, what is your dream publishing house and or literary agency? The dream is to be published by a big 5. I think that's most writers' dreams when they first start out. As far as agents go, I don't think it's as important what agency you go with, as long as that agent fully believes in you and your book. I think it's most important to have an agent that is absolutely as passionate about your book and your story as you are, because they're going to be just as eager to get it into readers' hands. I don't think that the name of the agent, who they are, or the agency that they represent really matters when you look at the big picture. Question number 7 is, what Authortube related videos can we expect from your channel? So this channel is going to be a lot more than just Authortube videos, but I will give you an idea of what you can expect from my entire channel. Truth, flaws, honesty. I want to show you the good, the bad, and the hours of dedication and hard work it takes to find success. I really had a hard time when I first started looking on YouTube to find somebody who was going through the same thing that I was. And I did find it through the white space and the negative space of what people weren't saying on their channels. That I was able to find something that I could relate to. But I really want to be that voice for everyone else out there. I want to show you the good and the bad, not just the celebratory posts and the exciting news, but the hard times and the struggles, and when we all kind of fail to see the light at the end of the tunnel, because Lord knows it happens to me, and I just really want to be honest with you guys and show you that, and also help inspire you and give you guys tips and tricks, not just about the writing process, but the entire creative career process. And we'll go into that a little bit more in future videos. So question number 8 is, when did you start writing? And I don't remember a time in my life where I wasn't telling stories, whether it was written down or just storytelling. Out of high school, I was a published journalist, but that's not really telling stories. But I was a writer. I was a writer at that point. A journalist. Yeah. Question number 9 is, what was the first story you ever told? And it was called A Time to Remember, and it was about 2 star-crossed lovers on the Titanic who died. To be fair, in all honesty, my story was done as a school project about 2 years before the movie came out, so I was ahead of the game. Question number 10 is, what authors have inspired you? Oh man, Margaret Atwood for being so far ahead of her time. Iris Johansen for writing an amazing, absolutely amazing suspense novel and inspiring me to write my own. Chaucer, Geoffrey Chaucer, English Lit, grade 12. It's just stuck with me. Reading Chaucer actually had kind of solidified in me back then that this was the path that I wanted to take one day, to be a writer and to have my words kind of as eternal as his are. Not that I know that they ever will be, but the idea, the dream is that they will be as eternally recognized as Chaucer's were. And then J.K. Rowling, and she's an easy go-to, but her dedication and drive and motivation to constantly keep going when things were hard and she didn't think that she was going to be able to pull it off, and she didn't think that she was ever going to be picked up, and she just made it happen, and that's amazing, and that's so inspiring. So yeah, I honestly could keep going on, but I'm going to leave it at 4. Question number 10 is, do you schedule your writing sessions or simply write whenever you find the time. I schedule my writing sessions. I do an hour every single morning before work. So I wake up at about 4:30. I write from 5 till 6, and then I get ready for my day job. On weekends, I kind of wing it. It just depends on what my husband and I are doing, what the weather's like, if we're going to stay in town, if we're going to go out to the mountains. If I have time, if there's nothing else on my plate, I absolutely will write all weekend long, just because it's my passion. It's what I love to do, and I will do that. But it's also important to have balance and to know that there's just going to be days where you want to sit on the couch and watch Netflix all night long, and that's okay too. Question number 12 is, do you write on a computer, a typewriter, write everything by hand, or use a blend of those, and where do you write in general? Goodness, really? I write on my computer. If I wrote by hand, I would probably have gnarled fists that just wouldn't ever work for anything else. I can't imagine writing a 90,000 or 100,000 word book by hand. That's credit to anybody out there that can do that. And my spelling is atrocious, and so writing on a typewriter just wouldn't be an option. And then I write in here. So this is my spare room / office, and this is where I love to be. It's perfect for me. It's zen. It's exactly what I want and I love, and it's got everything I need. This is where I write. And question number 13 is, what are you most looking forward to now that you're part of Authortube? And I'm just so excited that I finally had the courage and the nerve to even have a YouTube channel. So to take it a step further and be a part of Authortube is just so exciting. It's amazing. And I definitely am looking forward to being a part of the community. I think Authortube, the entire community, is so supportive and amazing. And I love how it's inspired me. And I just hope that I'm going to be able to inspire and motivate others out there to, push forward and just continue with what they need to do and getting their words on paper and getting those papers out into the hands of readers who want to hear what they have to say. Well, that's it. 13 questions and we're done. It's a wrap. I'll be posting twice a month from now on until I get used to this whole Authortube editing, uploading schedule. From there, probably until the end of the year, I'll be at twice a month, and then we'll look at maybe increasing that if I get the hang of this. So make sure to subscribe below if you like this video or me or my content. And I so look forward to talking to you guys again very soon. Have a wonderful week.